The San Diego Unified School District voted earlier this week to turn some school sites into mass vaccination clinics for swine flu. KPBS education reporter Anna Tintocalis is here to talk about how local schools are dealing with the flu. Welcome to you, Anna.
Thank you.
How widespread is the swine flu, H1N1, in the schools?
Well, I think it's a lot more widespread than people realize. The San Diego County public health officials announced last week that about 30 San Diego County schools have experienced swine flu outbreaks, and that's just in the past 3 weeks. And they're investigating at least 8 schools for possible swine flu outbreaks. And the thing that is concerning is that public health officials say that the virus is probably circulating around even at more schools that they haven't gotten to just yet. So it's very concerning for parents, and these outbreaks are taking place from North County to the South Bay, and these numbers that I'm saying right now most likely will be outdated by next week.
Sure, and so there are going to be clinics opened in the schools to vaccinate with the swine flu vaccine.
That's right.
How's that going to work?
Well, San Diego Unified, which is the largest district in the county, voted this week to allow public health officials to come on campus and set up these makeshift vaccination clinics. And details are still forming in terms of how they will work. They're still figuring out what schools will have these clinics. I have heard, though, however, that a batch of vaccinations should be distributed to some of these school clinics by November 9th, the week of November 9th. So you should be seeing some school clinics popping up in the next couple weeks.
So we don't know now which schools, but do we know who's going to get vaccinated? Just the kids or families or what?
Well, so far these school clinics will be really catering to the school community. So for sure the kids, parents, teachers, school staff, and perhaps some nearby residents. Schools are the center of a community, so they're really looking to these areas to take care of the citizens there.
All right, so CDC has recommendations regarding school-age children getting vaccinated. What are those recommendations?
Well, and those recommendations have changed. A couple weeks ago, they said anyone from 0 to 24 years old should get the vaccination. Because of the amount of vaccination that we have available, they've changed that now to young kids from 2 years old to 18 years old should, without chronic medical conditions, should get the vaccination.
All right. Now, we learned just this morning that 78,000 doses, unexpected doses, came into the county. Do we know whether any of those are going into the schools?
I would think some of that would go into the schools. Again, it's very difficult to figure out how this will all play out. The school districts are saying, hey, this is a county public health issue because public health officials will be running the show at these school clinics. So I think they're trying to figure out, number one, what schools will be open first and which should get the vaccination.
Just very quickly now, when a kid gets sick and it's diagnosed as H1N1, is that child sent home and told to stay home for a week, 2 weeks? How does that work?
Absolutely. They're asked to stay home until they send their child to the doctor and figure out exactly what is happening. And schools now, school districts, they have guidelines in terms of when to tell parents there is a situation at their school. And so if 10% of a student population at a school is absent, then that school has a possible outbreak situation and has to tell parents that this is what is happening.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Anna Tintocalis.
Thank you.
The CDC is recommending that the following groups get the H1N1 vaccine: pregnant women, caregivers of infants under 6 months old, healthcare workers, children and young adults 6 months to 24 years, adults 25 to 64 years old with underlying medical conditions. And you can find more swine flu information on our website, kpbs.org/swineflu.